Donald Lynn was just a man with a life goal that he was willing to sacrifice everything for. He even quit his job so that he could achieve this. But sadly enough, life had something else planned for him. Today, we'll look at the deadly mountain tragedy of Donald Lynn, who died after climbing Mount Everest. Ever since humanity started testing the limits of what they could do, they've tried what was only believed to be impossible and faced it head on. However, it's part of human nature to want to try the impossible and prove that anything is possible with hard work and ingenuity. And it's in this spirit that we hear stories of victory and triumph. However, there are cases where this turns out to be a heartbreaking tragedy. When Donald Lynn decided to go and climb Mount Everest, it was part of a lifelong goal, and he just wanted it so badly. However, he never anticipated that the conditions on the mountain would not be in his favor. This led to a family losing their loved ones, and the news made the headlines. But what really happened when Donald went up that mountain? According to social media and those who knew Donald, he was an American adventurer and career man. He would take extended sabbatical leaves to climb the 7 summits. In fact, he had even joined a club known as 7 Summits. For those who don't know what this means, the 7 summits refer to 7 of the tallest mountains across the world. We're talking about mountains like Kilimanjaro, Denali, and Mount Blanc. On Donald's list, Mount Everest was the last mountain he had to climb, and he'd be done with the 7 summits. When he got to the mountain, he called his wife and son to share his excitement about his epic journey. This was going to be a life-changing experience for him, and he had waited for it for so long. Even though he was going up the mountain with a team of other climbers and a guide, the climb would prove quite deadly. And sadly enough, before he saw the summit, he became the 12th person to die while climbing Mount Everest in 2019. But what really killed Donald? Donald's family claims that his death resulted from a cardiac event as he was coming up the final part of his climb to the top of the mountain. He pushed on hard enough until he reached the summit, but he would later crash to the ground in a face-first faint. Those who were present with him there claim that with first aid, he was temporarily revived with oxygen. Once this happened, he could move as far as the famous landmark Hillary's Step before closing his eyes for good this time. Donald went up the mountain as part of a 15-member expedition led by Chinese climber Wan Li. Given that no official cause of death was announced, the entire team agreed with Lynn's family regarding their speculation of a cardiac event. And just like all the other people who have died doing this climb, Donald's body was left behind on the mountain. How is it that Donald succumbed to the mountain, yet had been to 11 of them? As you would imagine, there are a lot of risks involved with going up a mountain like Everest. And the fact that Don was the 12th person to die on that mountain in that year alone is something that speaks a lot about it. The most noticeable thing about the mountain makes it so dangerous. There are extreme weather conditions the higher you go on Everest. And because of this, climbers have to proceed up slowly. This is most likely what happened to Donald Lynn. The case of Donald Lynn is a real tragedy, and may he rest in peace. If you want more content like this one, make sure you subscribe to our channel. There's more where that came from. See you next time.